Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here at Tablemon. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to be playing with some good old Arc Intel today. This deck that got top 4 at the 650 person online tournament, which was honestly very surprising that it did. There's a lot going on with this list, and in general Arc Intel does seem like it has lost a lot of power, but obviously this deck did pretty well, and constant healing and high HP and damage reduction definitely makes this deck quite difficult to take down. So we have our main Pokemon ARCEUS with Trinity Nova doing 200 damage, allowing you to attach up to 3 basic energy cards to your other Pokemon V in any way you'd like, and Starbirth, of course, allowing you to search for any 2 cards that you want and putting them into your hand, which increases the likelihood that you get to attack by a lot. We have Inteleon with Shady Dealings, Drizzle, and the Inteleon as well to search for whatever we need. And it is important to mention that they were playing the 70 HP Sobble, which makes it harder for the Sableye decks to take advantage of with Echoing Horn, or just when it's on the bench. That 10 HP could actually matter. And then a bunch of support with Radiant Gardevoir's Loving Veil ability, making so that your Pokemon take 20 less damage from attacks from opponent's Pokemon V. Also Oranguru with the Primate Wisdom ability, where you may switch a card from your hand with the top card of your deck to protect from Marnie and just to draw an extra card sometimes. We also have Dunsparce to remove weakness, and then we have Starmie V to take down Pokemon that have a high energy, a high amount of energies attached, such as other Arceus decks. This is definitely a card that I would really question in this list, but literally it worked out for them. And then in order to further reduce the damage, we have Sharon Scare to heal, of course, but we also have a copy of Lake Acuity now in order to take 20 less damage to all Pokemon that have water or fighting energy attached to them, which is really cool. We also have, instead of 2 Big Charm, we have the Big Parcel, which does stop Giratina VSTAR's attack, right? So with Radiant Gardevoir in play and or Lake Acuity plus the Big Parcel, Giratina VSTAR cannot one-shot in ARCEUS VSTAR. Whereas if you had the Big Charm, then a Tool Jammer would allow them to take a KO, and with the Big Parcel, they can't use their VSTAR attack either. The rest of the deck is pretty self-explanatory. I feel like it is a little on the greedier side with the thinner Inteleon line, 4 Quick Ball, only Tool Draw, and only 1 Level Ball as well, with 3 Evolution Incense. 11 energy total. I would love to have another one, but this deck is definitely trying to fit a lot of things and has a lot going on. So let's jump into the ladder and see what we can do.
If you're planning on buying any cards from TCG Player, make sure you use our affiliate link right here in the description of our video to help support the channel. It's the best way to do it, and it's free. Looking for PTGO codes? Photon Store has all the latest sets and promos instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tablemon code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io.
Alright, so we get to go first. We do start with the Radiant Gardevoir, but we have Arceus plus energy attachment, which is good. We're also going to get mulligans as well. We have a lot of good cards we can top deck, and seems like we're up against a mirror match, which is very peculiar. Definitely not very common to see that. And now we are out of the dead draw, so that's pretty good. And the incense also does that for us. Okay, so pretty interesting situation here. Out of the cards, I feel like I could possibly play a Path to a Peak to try and delay me early on. So I'm gonna go ahead and sacrifice the choice build out of all cards. This does mean that I can never chase down an Arceus. I also have to be wary of their potential Starmie. Right, so I do have to be careful with that. Didn't prize any Pokemon, it seems. Did prize a couple Quick Balls. Did prize a Marnie. Also prized... Huh. The Ordinary Rod? No. What did... Wait. Oh. I prized 2 evolution instants as well. So 2 quick balls, 2 instances priced. Okay, I'm just gonna pass here. We have a pretty solid hand for next turn. As long as we don't get Marnied. Definitely didn't need to play anything else. But actually it's not. Based on the path and the capture energy, I imagined we were up against ARCEUS VSTAR mirror match. When in fact we're actually up against Palkia VSTAR. Now that I see that Irida. Yep, it is Palkia. Okay, so healing gonna be super important here. Very clutch. All right. Really good start for my opponent. No possibility for me to attack a Palkia, so taking his price card is actually pretty good. That top deck is actually fantastic as well. Now the Lake Equity could be something that actually helps my opponent in some form or shape, so I'm not going to do that. So I think here it's just Marnie path, right? I'm going to Marnie first though. Gonna pick up the Gardevoir. I need that to attack, and then I'll go and Marnie here. I'm not gonna play it down. I want a low card bench. I am able to find the path to peak, which is awesome. So I'm gonna Starbirth here, and I'm gonna grab an Arceus and an Inteleon. I think that seems pretty good. Now I'm generally also considering attaching the Big Charm to the Drizzle to prevent it from going down to the Greninja. I think there's merit to that. However, yeah, because if I attach it to the Arceus, then yeah, if my Drizzle goes down, I'm in trouble. Okay, definitely gonna play the path before I forget. I'm so tempted to attach the Big Charm to the Drizzle, but that's such a tell that my hand sucks. Right? That is actually such a tell that my hand sucks. That I'm just not gonna do it. Alright, I'll just attach 1 energy for now. No need to attach more. And we do unlock a quick ball here. Alright, so my opponent promotes a Palkia. That's already good news. Although there's always cross switcher. You see an attachment. Ooh, and rule the region, so not even able to do anything at all. Okay. They do grab that. I mean, I'm honestly okay with that, right? Because they didn't have a Drizzle, so that's gonna maybe unlock Radiant Greninja, and then they need to get going on top of that. That definitely puts me quite far ahead, though. It's interesting that they're playing Collapse Stadium, though. That's not a stadium you would expect in that deck. Definitely not a stadium you would expect there. Okay, we're gonna see a Drizzle as well. There's the Irida. By the way, to those of you watching day in, day out, thank you so much for the support. This, like Lost Origin, like every single day since Lost Origin came out has been like a brand new best day for the channel in terms of many things. And just like in general, September is going to be fantastic. And I really appreciate the support and the love that the videos have been getting. I know people have been asking about deck lists. I will, after I finish recording this video, I will make sure all the deck lists are up to date on PokemonCard.io. Okay, so make sure you check that out. Okay, so in this instance, my opponent has not used their V-Star. And I really think Path plus Sharon's is really good here. I really think that's gonna put me over the edge right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and Sharon's. That knocks out them. I know they're playing Path, and now we know they're playing Collapse Stadium as well. So I really do wonder if they're playing anything else, really. So I'm gonna go ahead and bench the Oranguru because they need to Melanie if they want to power up, so I should be safe-ish. I'll put back the water. And Starmie's not really impactful, but that's okay. We're just gonna go ahead and Trinity Nova. Only gonna attach one energy to the Arceus for now. And we do unlock 2 prize cards. We're in such a good spot right here. Such a good spot. And there's 1 scoop of net for the Inteleon as well, which is fantastic. And my opponent immediately concedes. Yeah, it came down to Melanie. Hadn't been doing so well. They had a shaky start. And here we are. All right, on to the next game. All right. So we are going second this time around. And we don't have an energy attachment either. So this is not looking super great. I do need to top deck any ARCEUS VSTAR, Drizzle. Okay. So in order for me to be able to attack next turn, I need, like I said, I need to top deck either Drizzle or ARCEUS VSTAR or Melanie or a water or a double turbo. Any of those help me in allowing me to attack, because then I can V-star or the 2 energies, discard 1 and find the other. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Definitely not an ideal situation, but my opponent's start was also not great. So that's fantastic news, right? All right. So we're going to see an Incense or a Drizzle, of course. So, okay, maybe I should have benched the Arceus, because then that gave me the chance to go for the Ultra One, use Trinity Charge. So we'll see. So the thing is, I couldn't Quick Ball for the Sobble, because then I still needed the exact same amount of cards, right? And a way to discard the 2 energies and the Melanie. And with Drizzle plus the Arceus, I could get 3 of those 4. So the end result is the exact same thing. Whether I level bolt or I quick bolt for the Sobble. Right here. Okay, so it is a Palkia deck again. We're gonna see the bucket. Heavy Ball does unlock a Sobble. There's the water and there's a pass. All right, perfect. Perfect. All right, with these two, with this Starbirth, we're gonna grab the double turbo and the water. So every time you whiff energy with this deck, you need to immediately be thinking, how do I pull this off? No Oranguru, which is unfortunate. Go ahead and grab the other Sobble, even though I probably won't be using it. I'll go ahead and do this, then I'll go ahead and do this. I didn't check for the Melanies, but both being priced is such a low chance. One is priced, the other isn't, so that's good enough. And here we are, allowing or being able to power up our beautiful Arceus and getting to attack this turn, which is fantastic. It's all you could hope for. So there's the path. There's the Arceus. With this hand, however, I am tempted to bench the Sobble, but then that just means my opponent goes out of their way to use Greninja. So I'm going to do this. This basically guarantees a share and scare for next turn. Or if I'm not... if I'm not using share and scare next turn, that means my opponent actually knocked out the Sobble. which is potentially fine. You know, I just can't allow them to get 2 prize cards off of the Greninja. Now, their Greninja doesn't work anymore. We stopped their ability potentially, and we knocked out one of their Drizzles. And that's 2 for 2 on Palkia. Okay. Next game. Alright. So here we are going second yet again. And up against a Giratina deck. I mean, based on the sleeves and everything, everything's telling us it's a Giratina deck. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. This will probably be a grindier match. Seeing the Greninja does mean we're probably up against the Mirage Gate version of the deck, right? Which definitely makes sense. Okay. I don't fully expect to need boss's orders, and I do have 2 Palpats, so out of everything that I have here, I'm tempted to discard the boss. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we'll get the ARCEUS down, and we're just gonna go ahead and Marnie. We're looking for an energy, basically. That's the card we're looking for, and we do get it, along with other stuff, which is great. Okay, so no Sobble, however. I don't want to Ultra Ball any of this, so I'm actually going to put the Ultra Ball at the top in case I do get Marnied, but I do find a Quick Ball. There's a universe where I could maybe KO the Giratina next turn with the right combination of cards. If I Quick Ball away the energy, grab a Sobble, and then with the V-Star I got Melanie plus Choice Belt into a Scoop Up Net. So, I mean, I can definitely try and evaluate the options. I did prize 1 Drizzle. I do have both Scoop Up Nets, and I do have access to the Choice Belt. So, oh wow, I prized 2 Waters. Okay. So, a lot will depend on my top deck, which is now no longer Ultra Ball, of course. Okay, if only Sharon Scare could pick up the Oranguru without any damage. Or, I mean, if my opponent tries to attack the Oranguru, that would also be pretty good. Alright. So like I said, I do have the small but not insignificant possibility to knock out the Giratina V next turn. That could actually be potentially very significant. And it's amazing how with a 2-card hand, you know you're fine. Thanks to ARCEUS VSTAR. It's really, really cool. Okay, a lot of energy is gone now though. 1 in the Lost Zone, 2 in the discard pile, and Collapse Stadium for my opponent. Interesting. Fully blanked out decks too. Seems like it's a complete max rarity deck. Okay, so now that the Giratina is on the bench, now is where I adapt, right? And I make a different decision, possibly. Definitely not in a good spot though, because if I go double turbo Scoop Up Net, then okay. Alright, never mind, it's back on. Okay, I really think... Well, no, I need too many cards. I need Melanie, Energy, Choice Belt. Maybe I should be just happy attacking into the Giratina. Okay, so I'm going to start with a Primal Wisdom. See what that card gets me. A Path. A very useless Path. Okay, so I believe my best play now is to go Starbirth for the double turbo and a research, and then hope that I get any of my outs to the Scoop Up Net off of any Drizzle. Because if I went for the Scoop Up Net and that's all I did, then my hand would be very, very underwhelming. And that's exactly what I get. No backup Arceus for me for now, but that's okay. That's alright, as long as I get this attack off. I almost don't fully expect my opponent to attack me at all next turn. And I could still get one off of this, right? Sure, the Assurance Gear. Oh, okay. I mean, that's good for next turn. I do like the Radiant card to work here. Just for further damage reduction, you know? Alright. Would have loved to have an Arceus down, though, because now that avoids even like a Cramorant ping. Like, it plays around that very nicely. Alright. Straight up Sharon's Experiment. I mean, Colress's Experiment, not Sharon's Experiment. Already 5 cards in the loss zone. So they could get up to 7 now, and they could attack me, but they're not KOing me, thanks to both my Big Charm and my Radiant Gardevoir. With even more reason to have the Arceus on the bench. But it is what it is. Alright. They do go Mirage Gate. They're down quite a few energies. Ooh, powering up the Greninja. Okay. So this probably means my Zobble and my Drizzle are now dead this turn. That'd be really odd if my opponent does this and then they like commits to the Greninja and then isn't even going to use it today or right now. We'll see. Okay, another Mirage Gate. So they might end up paying the retreat cost. Okay, so they can get 2 prizes here, which is unfortunate. I have no follow-up. I know my top deck is Sharon Scare, so that's not useful. They are getting closer now to the 10 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next turn will definitely be 8 with another Color's Experiment. That'd be a knockout. Okay. Could I have avoided this by not benching the Zobble? Yes. Absolutely. All right. Okay. The biggest issue right now, the absolute biggest issue right now is the fact that I don't have an Arceus on the bench. That is not the Arceus that I wanted. Okay. So I'll grab the Inteleon, unfortunately, and I'll just take the KO. And now I'm wishing that was a big Parasol instead. Okay, I might just end up losing here. They couldn't even disrupt my opponent's hand. And I'm still dead drawing. So I think we're done here probably. If they call rest, then it's definitely game over. Absolutely going to be game over. Okay, Ordinary Rod back the Greninja. And then putting back Grass and Psychic, I reckon. Yep, Grass and Psychic. There's the Mirage Gate. So it's down to the Colress. There's a V-Star. And there it is. So that's it. If I had established another Arceus, if maybe if I hadn't played down that Zobble, that would have been game changing. But yeah, props to my opponent for like really getting out of an awkward situation for sure. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's game over. They go V-Star. That's a dead Arceus. And I have nothing, and then they're one boss away from winning the game. That's it. Yeah. That is unfortunately it. And this is precisely why. I mean, not this exact reason, but it's really difficult to, yeah. real difficult to take down Giratina with this deck, I feel. You have to go out of your way, and then even then, as we saw, like little things can happen. The deck is very fragile, reliant on Inteleon. No mana fee when Greninja is all over the place. Means that you might not even be able to play down 2 Sobbles against any Mirage Gate deck. Which was probably my biggest mistake, right? Maybe my opponent would have still sniped that result, but I would have had 1 turn to at least bench the Sobble or something the turn after. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video. Arc-Intel, still a decent pick. It deals really well with like some of the Lost Box decks based on the fact that it has so much HP and it can heal, but against the big hitting decks like this or Kyurem, it just really struggles. So yeah, thank you so much, and until next time, bye bye.